Welcome back to Access Chapter 1. We are working on the Bavant Publishing Database. This is Part 3, and this is going to start on page 32. So one of the things you can do is if you already have some of your information set up in Excel, you can actually just import that into Access. So they're going to work together. There's a couple things to know that linking versus importing, when you link it, it would appear as a table in the Access database, but the original form is going to remain in Excel. What we're going to do is actually import it into Excel. So all the data that we typed into, we're going to import it into Access, so all the data we typed into Excel would actually come through. The cool thing for you is that the Excel worksheet is already typed, and you should have downloaded that from Google Classroom, so you do not have to worry about typing it. I know that will make several of you happy, because if you look on page 32, there are, looks like 15 different customers that we have that you would have had to have typed the information for. So, to do an import, we're going to go to nothing should be open here in our window. So we're going to go to External Data, and a couple things to pay attention to. This is the import side. This is the export side. So you can export it to Excel. You can import it from Excel. Make sure you're on the import side, and we're going to choose Excel. Okay, it's going to open up a dialog box. Where is this file located? So you need to browse to wherever you saved that file. I don't know if you left it in your download folder, or if you actually put it in the folder for my class, but wherever it is, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and make sure that you find it. Okay, I found mine. I'm going to hit open. Okay, then there's 3 different options here to specify where you want to store the data in the current database. We are actually going to choose to put it into a new table, because we don't have a table set up for our customers. If we already had a table set up for our customers, we could do append a copy into the records of this table, or we could just link it. But we want to import the source data into a new table. It's going to create the table for us in addition to filling in all the records. So hit OK. Do not skip ahead of me. Okay, this one's important. First row contains column headings. You need to look. Does the top row, does this row here, do those look like headings? Customer number, customer name, street. Yes, those look like headings. They don't look like the actual records for the customers. So we want to make sure we have a check mark in first row contains column headings. Hit next. Okay, the next one is we could actually we can set up our table here as we're importing it with our short text and such. I think it's easier to do that into the design view, so we're just going to go ahead and go on and do next. Okay, this one says let Access add the primary key, or let me choose my own primary key. We already have a primary key. We don't need it to add an ID over here, so we want our customer number to be our primary key. So do choose my own primary key and make sure this has customer number, because those are unique to each customer. Next. What do we want to name the table? We are going to name our table. I've lost it here. Customer. So we're just going to name the table Customer. And we're going to hit Finish. Okay, it's going to come up. The book says to go ahead and do this. We're not going to, though. You can actually save those import steps. So if you were importing it quite often, we could save those steps. We're not going to worry about doing that, so we're going to hit Close. Okay, so if you look over here, now we have 2 tables, Book Rep and our Customer table. We are going to, remember how I said we needed to change some of those field sizes? That's going to be on page 37 in your textbook. So to do that, I'm going to right click on my customer and I'm going to go to, I can either hit open, which would open it in datasheet view, but I want it in design view. Okay, so here we have all of our different headings or our field names. So we're going to the customer number. Remember, you're looking on page 37 of your textbook, is going to be short data. That is correct. Field size, we want 5. So we're going to come down here to field size, make that 5. This is our primary key. Yes, it is. It has the key next to it. Description, it has a description for us to type. So we're going to type that right over here in the description box. Okay, so you can tell here from the description that we're actually telling them what the customer number should look like. And we're going to set the caption. So we're coming down here to the bottom beside caption, and it's going to be CU, both capitalized, so capital C, capital U, space, number sign, or the hashtag. Okay, next we're going to change the customer name. It is short text, and it should be character field size of 30. The street should be short text, size 20. The city should be short text, size 20. The state should be short text, size 2. Postal code should be short text, size 5. Amount paid. Oh, I see I didn't hit delete. I had too many field sizes, so postal code should be 5, if I can type that in correct. Amount paid should be set as currency. We're not changing anything else. Current due should be currency. Returns should be currency. And book rep number should be short text with a field size of 2. And we're going to enter a description for it. And we're also going to add a caption. This one is BR space number sign, and those are both capital. Now here it's super important. This caption and all the information for book rep number has to be identical to the information we type for book rep number up here in the book rep table. The reason why is because it's the same information, and if these two do not match exactly with the name, the data type, the field size, and the caption, Access will not recognize them as the same thing, and so it will not put it together. Okay, so we made sure that we have our caption and our field size and our name and everything exactly correct for this book rep number so that it knows that it is the same information. Okay, go ahead and hit the save button. Okay, this says that one of the fields has been changed to a shorter size. We actually changed several to a shorter size. And it's saying if you're doing that, like on this field size for the book rep number, if our book rep field that we imported actually had like 5 characters in it, and we're changing it to 2, that you may end up losing some information, that's fine. We know that all of our field sizes are correct, so go ahead and hit OK or hit yes to continue. Okay, we've saved it. Now we'll close the table, not the file, just closing the table. Okay, we're going to open this customer table up into the datasheet view, so we can double click it and it will actually open up into datasheet view. Here you can see it with all the information filled in. Aren't you glad you didn't have to type all that? And we're going to again make sure our column widths are the proper width, so go ahead and adjust all of those. You don't want them too long, taking up room, and you don't want them too short, cutting off information. Oops. Okay. Go ahead and hit save again for that one. And this is another another good stopping point. So we're going to stop here with this video, and we're going to come back with part 4 that will begin on page 40.